Hey adrenaline junkies, welcome to Police Pursuit. Today we launch a new, fresh series, When People Messed with the Wrong Cops.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up!
Every reckless choice flips on instant justice mode. Buckle up. Let's roll right now, folks. At approximately 4:30 p.m. on June 10, 2024, a trooper patrolling near Highway 253 and Old Highway 271 observed a gray Kia illegally passing vehicles over a double yellow line and driving recklessly. When emergency lights and siren were activated, the driver refused to stop and fled southbound, initiating a high-speed pursuit. Over the next several miles, the Kia weaved aggressively through traffic, making dangerous passes and putting other motorists at risk. As traffic conditions improved, the trooper closed the gap and executed a precise pit maneuver, striking the rear of the suspect vehicle. The impact caused the Kia to lose stability and begin sliding off its intended path. The driver attempted to regain control, but the trooper maintained pressure, forcing the vehicle off the roadway where it finally came to a stop. Troopers quickly established lethal cover and removed both occupants from the vehicle. The driver, Hargett, and passenger Wilson were taken into custody without further incident.
Right now! Don't you fucking move! Get on the fucking ground! Get on the ground! Get on the fucking ground! I got her, go over there! Get your ass out right now! Take your seatbelt off!
A search of the vehicle revealed methamphetamine and multiple used syringes. Wilson also admitted to concealing additional drugs on her person, which were later recovered. Notably, during the initial pit maneuver, the suspect vehicle sideswiped a civilian SUV, resulting in injuries to that driver, who was transported to the hospital. In high-speed pursuits, the educational takeaway is this: a well-executed strike only creates the opportunity, while the outcome depends on follow-through and sustained pressure. It's not a one-shot move, but a process, and post-impact control is what ultimately determines the result. On August 11, 2023, around 5:30 p.m., two on-duty Chicago police officers saw a confrontation between two men near 1100 West 111th Street. They noticed that one man, 36-year-old Louis C. Gordon Hay, had a firearm in his back pocket. When the officers attempted to intervene, Gordon Hay fled into a nearby residence, prompting a foot chase.
Hey! Whoa! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Don't focus, you mad at me! Put your hands up! I will shoot you. 10-1, shoot you. Officers need help. No!
Inside, officers gave commands for him to drop the weapon as a struggle ensued. During the fight over the firearm, both Gordon Hay and an officer discharged their weapons. Gordon Hay was struck and later pronounced dead at the hospital. A gun was recovered at the scene.
111 and
No! Stop! Shot fired! 2-1, shots fired! Emergency! Ah, fuck, emergency! You shot the officer? Ah, fuck! 2213, emergency, shots fired by police. By police squad. Send EMS. You okay? You
Unit 5 in on Citywide, we're getting Unit 22 on Citywide, we're getting shots fired.
Get up!
Shots fired by the police. 2213 is at 111 and Racine. 111 and Racine.
Hey, hurry up, squad. Kyrie, you okay?
Alright, 10-4. Do we have a police officer shot?
Don't know, squad. I'm trying to see my partner. Partner!
Alright, 10-4, Sergeant for 2213.
Following the shooting, one officer retrieved a first aid kit while the other appeared to struggle with his breathing. Though no gunshot wounds were reported, both officers sustained minor injuries and were taken to the hospital for observation. They were later placed on administrative duty for 30 days. Denver, Colorado. On October 19th, around 6:15 p.m., police responded to a Whole Foods near Union Station after reports of a man threatening people with a knife. Officers found 33-year-old Lateef Robinson holding a 13-inch blade. They attempted to de-escalate by offering him food, shelter, and help charging his phone. When Robinson began walking toward an officer, one officer fired a shot while another deployed a taser. The gunshot missed and struck a freezer, while the taser successfully brought Robinson down. He was taken into custody and faces a felony menacing charge. Officers are also working to connect him with mental health support.
Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Stop fighting.
At approximately 5:15 p.m. on Saturday, February 22nd, 2025, troopers attempted to initiate a traffic stop on a 2017 Mercedes-Benz for a violation near mile marker 178. The driver refused to comply and instead fled, accelerating to speeds exceeding 130 miles per hour and posing a serious danger to the public. The pursuit continued westbound onto State Highway 70, where the suspect drove into oncoming traffic in a reckless attempt to evade law enforcement. When conditions allowed, troopers closed the distance and executed a decisive TVI pit maneuver, striking the rear of the vehicle. The impact caused the Mercedes to lose control, rotate sideways, and slide off toward the shoulder before coming to a complete stop. The driver was identified as Dominic Copenhaver, 35, of Joppa, Maryland, and was taken into custody at the scene before being transported to the Pulaski County Detention Center. Copenhaver faces multiple serious charges, including felony fleeing, reckless driving, driving on a revoked license, criminal mischief, and various traffic violations. He is also flagged as having violent tendencies and is considered potentially armed and dangerous. His criminal history spans multiple states, including California, Florida, and Arizona, and he is currently wanted in Harford County, Maryland, for an assault-related charge. This pit was executed at the exact tipping point, when the threat level made continued pursuit no longer viable. A clean rear quarter strike broke rear traction instantly, sending the vehicle into a yaw with no chance of recovery. Once it steps out at speed, it's over. One well-timed pit, clean termination.
Arkansas, George Frank, David, Ida, George Sam.
While assisting the FBI, an officer received a report of a black pickup truck traveling 45 miles per hour in a 30 miles per hour zone on McCain Boulevard near Lockridge. The vehicle was soon spotted leaving the Walgreens parking lot at the intersection of McCain Boulevard and North Hills Boulevard.
Take off. Book 6 going.
When officers attempted to initiate a traffic stop, the driver refused to comply and accelerated away, quickly turning the situation into a brief but dangerous pursuit. The truck rapidly changed directions, heading south on South Fairway Avenue before looping back north onto North Hills, then running a red light at McCain Boulevard. The suspect continued westbound at speed and attempted a sharp turn onto Greenway Drive. Mid-turn, the vehicle suddenly lost a tire, causing an immediate loss of control. The truck slid to a stop while the detached wheels shot forward and crashed through a residential fence at 1821 McCain Boulevard, causing significant damage. With no way to continue, the driver exited the vehicle and surrendered without further incident. A subsequent search revealed a quantity of marijuana behind the driver's seat. The homeowner was notified of the property damage. According to court records, the driver, Lynn Tolliver, faces charges including felony fleeing, criminal mischief, possession, and speeding.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up now!
Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
Don't do it!
Just before 6 a.m. on November 11th, the mother of 29-year-old Eric Legreed called police reporting that her son was suicidal. Within the hour, officers located Legreed driving a black Toyota Tacoma through a campground in Red Rock Canyon. They followed him to the visitor center parking lot, where the situation quickly escalated.
Put your hands up now! Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car now! Get out of the car! Get out of the car! 5544, he just rammed it. Trooper. Get out of the car!
One officer struck Legreed's truck from the side, deploying the airbags. With visibility blocked and unsure whether Legreed was armed, officers opened fire. 4 bullets hit him in the legs. A search of the vehicle revealed no weapons, raising concerns about the use of force during mental health emergencies.
I hear noise! He's trying to get out! You hear something? Okay. He's trying to start it! Watch out! Watch out! Oh shit, he's taking off! Watch out! Watch out! Stop the car!
Slow down. Slow down, bro. We're gonna get you, okay? I'm here to get you. I'm here to get you.
Legreed survived and was later given a suspended sentence. Instead of incarceration, he was placed in a court-supervised mental health treatment program. His case became a rare example of the justice system responding with care rather than punishment, where law enforcement, the courts, and compassion briefly aligned. Alexander, Arkansas. At 3:56 p.m. on May 19, 2025, Alexander police requested backup while pursuing a suspect on the South Service Road near Bryan Parkway. The fleeing driver, Timothy Ratliff, sped onto Interstate 30, reaching dangerously high speeds.
Secondary, get on the Interstate, the 126 eastbound. DVI.
Within minutes, officers executed a successful tactical vehicle intervention, TVI, bringing the chase to a safe end. Ratliff was taken into custody without resistance at the scene. What began as a simple pursuit quickly revealed more serious offenses. Ratliff now faces multiple charges, including fleeing, reckless driving, driving without a license, possession of a controlled substance, traffic violations, and having an open container. On the night of September 16, 2022, around 11:26 p.m., Arkansas State Police troopers Jacob Bird and Nathan Williams pursued a white Dodge Charger that fled at high speed, quickly accelerating from about 40 miles per hour to over 120 miles per hour. The suspect drove recklessly, weaving through traffic and later turning onto smaller roads, including Route 65 and University Avenue, while ignoring the danger to others.
I got him 64H. We got a white one. We're all going into the Circle K.
Attempts to stop the vehicle near an intersection in a Circle K parking lot failed, and the driver continued into narrow residential streets at speeds still exceeding 90 to 110 miles per hour. The chase ended near a dead-end area by a closed park gate, where Trooper Bird saw an opportunity to safely end the pursuit and executed a decisive pit maneuver, forcing the Charger into the curb and barrier.
There's a gate at the end of this, and he's coming back out of it. I just threw my car to assist.
The impact left the vehicle heavily damaged and smoking. Officers approached with weapons drawn, ordered the driver out, and the suspect surrendered, being taken into custody without further incident. A small fire ignited in the engine bay but was quickly extinguished by the officers, preventing further danger. Despite the high speed and intense pursuit, no bystanders were seriously injured.
You're coming straight out here to the car. Shut the door and come straight ahead. Lay down. Lay down. Hands behind your back. Hurry up.
The overall lesson here is that ending a pursuit is not just about technique, but about timing and positioning. When a suspect is funneled into an area with no escape, a decisive intervention becomes far more effective and minimizes prolonged risk. The educational takeaway lies in patience, discipline, and situational awareness, not rushing in, but acting decisively when the window opens to bring the situation under full control. On August 3, 2025, Florida Highway Patrol troopers and Liberty County Sheriff's deputies engaged in a pursuit of a silver Ford F-150 linked to a child abduction bolo out of Macon County, Georgia. Trooper Myers joined the response on State Road 65 despite temporary radio issues. The suspect vehicle was quickly identified, and the pursuit moved across multiple roadways as the driver fled at high speeds with reckless and dangerous behavior.
Y'all see the westbound? Okay. 60 miles an hour. 60 miles an hour. Okay. Hit. Okay, hit. Still fleeing. Now back eastbound. Eastbound, Crystal. Yes. He's back eastbound.
The suspect was identified as Mortez Rashad Edwards, who had abducted an infant and placed the child in the rear seat. During the pursuit, he repeatedly drove into oncoming lanes, attempted to sideswipe patrol vehicles, and evaded stop stick deployments. Due to the presence of a kidnapped child, officers were limited to safer intervention tactics, such as a box-in or low-speed pit maneuver, to to avoid harming the victim. As the pursuit reached the intersection near Little Sycamore Church Road, the suspect slowed to make a turn, creating an opportunity. Trooper Myers executed a low-speed pit maneuver, striking the rear passenger side of the truck, while Sergeant Norris positioned his vehicle in front to block any escape. The F-150 was effectively disabled, though the suspect intentionally rammed a patrol vehicle in a final attempt to flee. Officers initiated a felony stop and observed the suspect holding an AR-15 rifle, appearing to attempt self-harm before deputies secured the weapon. He then fled into a wooded area but was quickly pursued, taken to the ground, and subdued with a taser. The suspect was arrested at 5:08 p.m. while the abducted child was safely recovered and transported for medical evaluation with no injuries reported. Edwards now faces multiple serious charges, including kidnapping, aggravated assault on law enforcement, use of a firearm during a felony, reckless driving, and fleeing and eluding. The pit was executed at the moment the suspect slowed down, combined with a box-in controlling the F-150 while ensuring the child's safety. It is a textbook example of a low-speed pit, prioritizing vehicle control, team coordination, and minimizing risk. On the night of October 8, 2022, around 10 p.m., Arkansas State Police Officer Nathan Williams was engaged in a high-speed chase of a silver Nissan fleeing from local police. The suspect was speeding at over 140 miles per hour, forcing officers to turn and accelerate to similarly high speeds to catch up. The chase unfolded on a dark, heavily trafficked highway, including cars and trucks, as the suspect recklessly weaved through narrow spaces at dangerous speeds. Officers accelerated to nearly 145 miles per hour to maintain visibility. In a dangerous maneuver, the suspect lost control, causing the Nissan to crash violently, flip over multiple times, and scatter debris across the road before coming to a stop under an overpass.
Started 10-16, multiple rollover.
Officers quickly surrounded the crash site, drew their weapons, and apprehended the suspect without further incident. It was later discovered that the suspect had used his phone to film or live stream the chase, while driving at extremely high speeds, contributing to the reckless behavior. Although the accident was quite serious, no innocent civilians were injured. This demonstrates the professional high-speed driving skills of the Arkansas police, and also highlights the extreme danger when an individual disregards the law and the lives of others simply to show off on social media. At extreme speeds, a vehicle operates right at the edge of stability. Any small deviation can collapse the entire balance. The key lesson here is that once that limit is crossed, recovery is no longer realistic. Even a minor mistake can trigger a total loss of control, ending everything almost instantly.
What's up, buddy? She was in here, proper grit, just being very disrespectful. She was like cursing at gas, almost fell like, she fell over there, but she almost fell over here. I grabbed her. We're just trying to verify if she is a guest here. We're trying to accommodate her, tell her, hey, go back up to your room.
When entitled Karens realize they've been arrested, captures a dramatic incident at a hotel where a woman dubbed Karen refuses to comply with staff and police requests to leave. Her disruptive behavior escalates quickly, leading to a confrontation with law enforcement. Despite repeated warnings and peaceful attempts to defuse the situation, she remains defiant and argumentative.
Excuse me, wait, I need to talk to my...
Ma'am, you have to go outside. They don't want you to...
Why the fuck are you doing this to me?
No, you have to go outside, ma'am. Come on.
Why are we talking to me? What have I done? So give me a break if I don't give a
Okay.
about...
Listen to me. Stop screaming. If not, you're gonna go to jail, okay?
Okay.
You are trespassed from this hotel. Listen, no,
I'm
listen.
staying here.
You're not allowed to stay here. If you come back, listen to
Wait, no, excuse me.
As the officers move in to arrest her, Karen insists she's done nothing wrong, invoking her rights and shouting insults. Her refusal to cooperate results in charges of disorderly conduct and resisting arrest, showcasing how quickly entitlement can spiral into legal trouble.
No big deal. Stupid people are people.
Street. Wait across the street. Go across the street. Need a way. Across the street.
Okay, well then push
across
me.
the street.
Push me.
Come on.
Oh, fucking push me. Across this fucking street.
You can get off. You can get off the property, or you can go to jail for trespassing. Is that what you want to do?
Jesus fucking.
Go across.
Excuse me.
Ow!
You
fucking hit me.
Ow!
Now you can go to jail.
Ow! 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 No! No!
This episode of Karen Gets Arrested highlights the consequences of ignoring lawful orders and disrespecting authority. It's a stark reminder that accountability and compliance are essential to maintaining order in any civil society.
In the lobby, wearing a black shirt.
You can stand up, or we're gonna pick you
Stand
up.
up.
Stand up, or we're gonna pick you up.
Get up.
Stop!
Stand up.
Sit up.
Stand up then.
Just get me out of here.